Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Game James, and you are in the Chop Shop. Joining me tonight, my regular crew down below. You got the musicologist A. Reed,
What's up, baby?
and over here to my right, you got the buff nerd, Jay Stoggs.
Let's go.
See, I didn't do all that. I just said.
It's all good. He had that little Cookie Monsterish.
Look, you did
sound.
your thing.
That's
I
all
did
good.
what I do. I didn't say nothing about buff nerd. Let's go.
I was just
What? It's a new season.
good to see you guys again. It's been
I don't know. It was good to see you, man.
Hey,
You
man,
just
it's been
start
too.
popping off already.
It's been too
Boy, I
long,
tell
bro.
you what,
It's been
that's-
too long. I'm glad
tell
we
you, man.
back. I'm glad to
Yes.
see you, fellas, man. I hope everybody
Hey.
has some good R&R. This
Yeah.
see, this summer's winding down, and
Yes, sir.
and I'm still in the schoolhouse. I don't know what happened. Oh, my bad. Anyway, well, snap out of it. Hey, man, there's a lot going on, fellas.
Man,
and
so much.
NFL training camp has just started, and one of the last names we talked about was Deshaun Watson and his contract.
Mm.
And now, because the Cleveland Browns are so desperate to get a quarterback, they have kind of torn up the NFL free agency market to me. Not free agency market, the quarterback negotiating market. So the Arizona Cardinals just gave Kyler Murray the bag, but they got certain stipulations that they put into this contract that came out today. Fellas, what do y'all think about the verbiage in the contract that in order for this contract to be valid, and I'm making up words because it didn't say that, but I'm adding to it to make it sound better, you must get a minimum of 4 hours of studying in every week.
It means he wasn't studying his product.
Hello.
Question. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Film study is what specifically they were talking about, and they're mandating contractually that he, does film study for 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
In the QB room. How many times a week do they meet?
Shit, you meet every day.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, every day except for Tuesday, once the regular season starts.
Okay.
And most of the time on Tuesday, you still gonna go get some work and some film in.
Got you. Treat me whatever it is. Got you. But 4 days, 3 days, you meet.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my question. Here's my thing, and it was a question that sets up the statement. Well, actually, another question. If the minimum is 4 hours per week during the regular season, what in the hell is you doing the rest of the time? Like, here's the thing. I don't blame Kyler Murray per se. My blame goes to the quarterback's coach.
Yep.
And the OC.
And the head coach. You got to blame all.
Definitely head coach.
And you know what?
Oh, yeah.
Jay, I'm gonna go one step further before we elaborate a little bit more. This is the same dude who when he got hired, said he was gonna work in social media breaks for his players. So you more concerned about them being able to go out and check Twitter opposed to watching and studying games. And so now we wonder why he was getting his ass smacked in the playoff game against the Rams when he couldn't read and pick up blitzes. So it's apparent to me that if you got a mandate that he study, that means, like Ricky said, he didn't study before. You don't just write this rule up.
Facts.
And so this is where I get upset. I was getting upset. It was me and a couple of my boys, I've been knowing for, a very long time, right? And we talk about these kinds of things. And I was actually getting upset because at first I just like Reed, I was like, yo, facts, you paid them, you know what you got, whatever. But then I started getting upset, like, yo, 4 hours minimum. And so then, and I know you can, you know what I'm saying, you really can speak to this when, hey, as an educator, you have to plan for your class. You have to plan. That is, you have to do it. Well, okay, you're supposed to.
I'm joking, yeah.
No, because here's the deal. If you don't and your kids fail, then you lose your job.
Right.
Or you get on reprimand and it becomes more difficult for you to get another job.
Right.
Now, there are teachers that have been able to game the system. Cool. But dude, they make a fraction of what you do, yet they plan more than you do and have more impact on more people. But your punk ass
Oh,
who gets $230 million,
punk ass, huh?
bro.
Tell me how you feel, J
I
Styles.
saw a meme today where his yearly salary is basically the Oakland Athletics, who drafted him. That's their whole payroll for their whole team. He's making that a year.
I saw
But
that.
dude can't dedicate 4 hours. Bro, your OC and your QB coach need to be fired.
Hey, can I ask y'all both a question though? How the hell did this part of the contract get out publicly?
They wanted to shame his ass.
But this is my whole thing. If you want to shame him, you don't pay him.
I don't know. That might have been ownership or something like that. I mean,
Hey, dog, this is my whole
he's
thing.
kind of been acting. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of been in his feelings a little bit.
He's been a lot in this field. But you read, but to put this out there for everybody.
To me, man, that just shows that. It shows that what kind of thinks he is, he isn't. And
but you know
secondly, he really got to get his ass in them books. Because if they finna pay him, they pretty much tell him, okay, you're supposed to be our future franchise. This is what we need you to do to take us to the next step or to help us to go to the next step. Because clearly you're not doing that. So we got to put in these stipulations and let you know this is what we need you to do.
But the Arizona Cardinals had all the control. If this is how you really felt, don't pay him till he proves that he can get the goddamn job done.
Who else you gonna get?
He's still under contract. You ain't have to give him nothing.
Remember Kyler Murray was talking about, hey, you know what? I think I want to leave. Bye. He wasn't asking for a trade.
Yeah.
He was asking for a trade towards the end of the season. He was like, you know what? I think I want to go somewhere else. I want to see what's out there. I may not sign, a contract after this year. I may just test the waters. And Arizona was like, whoa. We're considering you like a top 10 QB, which he's not. We're considering you a top 10 QB in the league. He's exciting, sure. But the fact that dude doesn't even do film, and to me, this is what Arizona said, look, you think you want to test the waters? We're going to just taint those waters a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to put out there, hey, you can sign him, but dude doesn't do film study. That's why he loses.
You tainted the waters, but you paid him. So Arizona looks like a double. They look like the West Coast version of the Cleveland Browns right now. Then, if that's
they was trying to see. I think Arizona's looking like, well, who in the hell you gonna get? If we let him go, who the hell we gonna pick up?
True.
Who you know what I mean? Who for real? Like who can you put in Kyler Murray's spot that's gonna be as good as him?
So here's what
sucks.
Don't say
Baker Mayfield.
No. Here's what sucks.
Don't say Jimmy G.
Jimmy G can do what Kyler Murray does in that offense.
That's why nobody
jumped on Jimmy G. Nobody waited.
San Fran probably don't want to trade within the division. That's all that is, Reed.
San Fran waited.
I believe that.
San Fran just now said, okay, you can go ahead and, if you want to go and, explore trades, you can do that. Because they're like, well, we really don't know. We kind of want you, man, because, we're not really sure on Trey Lance, which everyone knew they wanted Trey Lance to be the starter this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard on that was slowing Trey Lance down was the playbook. That's really what a lot of his came down to. They want him to be able to get in that playbook. He has the ability to do it. What you laughing at, dog?
If the playbook is slowing you down,
that's part of that Kyler Murray film session, huh?
I mean, it's.
And was Frisco that bad with Jimmy G?
No.
Man, they got to the NFC Championship game with Jimmy G.
I mean, with a busted up hand.
Well, this is the whole thing. Let's call a spade a spade, right? San Francisco messed up by drafting a quarterback in the first round. And then now you have to find a way to get him on the field. And you're hoping Jimmy G does just enough to where when you get rid of him, it's justified, right? But he did okay last year. So now the only thing you can say is, well, his shoulder's sore and, he had the surgery. It might just be time to part way. It's a whole bad situation, man.
Yeah.
It's a bad situation, all of them.
It is.
They mismanaged it.
They did. And I mean, if I'm Jimmy G, actually, I'm kind of looking at Cleveland. Because if I can finish out that year on that contract.
He wants more stability.
But here's my thing though. After this year, if Cleveland does better, which I suspect they will, Deshaun will at least have 6 games. And NFL, it's going to be real bad for NFL if it's anything less. I know it'll be at least 6. I'm not saying it's not. What I'm saying is this: Jimmy G, get yourself a good year on paper, which you have. You can show it's consistent, and then go get you a payday, because Carolina, to me, that's going to be his future.
Nah, not well. Why not the Houston Texans? They got Davis Mills.
Why not Minnesota?
Kurt Cocaine ain't going nowhere.
Kurt ain't going nowhere.
Kurt ain't finna take them nowhere.
Houston is a bad situation. It's just a bad situation. I don't see how.
But if he wants to go start Jay Styles, how many choices does he really have, bro?
At this point, not many. Like I said, Cleveland. He can start day one in Cleveland because they ain't got nobody else.
Atlanta.
They got Jacoby Brissett.
Okay.
I read. Funny you say that. Supposedly, Atlanta's name has come up multiple times.
Yeah.
All over social media right now.
Sure.
Is being interested in Jimmy Garoppolo, which means Mariota must not be looking good, or they just that desperate to have a backup just in case.
Yeah, come on, bro. I wouldn't want to start the season with Mariota. And I wouldn't want to start it with Ritter neither.
Yeah, Ritter's not ready. I think a healthy Mariota gives them something in the Dean Pease offense. Not Dean Pease, that's the defensive coordinator. My bad for Atlanta. The head coach that was the coordinator in Tennessee before he got the head coach.
Ain't gonna take them boys to no playoffs.
Well, they not gonna get out the playoffs out that division, no way. Atlanta Falcons at least 3 years removed from playoff run.
But they can seem a little bit competitive if they got Jimmy G in the back.
I can't argue that. I give you that one. You right.
Jimmy G going to Seahawks. Joe, my guy, yes. That's what I was just about to say.
I can see that too.
Though that is in the division, Seattle's going to have to give up some things. But at this point, it's going to be a bad situation anyway. Trey Lance is there, but yeah, I definitely see him going to Seattle more than I see him going to Atlanta. Well, not really Atlanta, but it's the pieces, right? What do you get for him?
Mariota as a backup in San Francisco. Because think about it. If Atlanta really wanted to make that move, which they won't, they just signed Mariota free agency. They're not going to trade him away. But if he went out to San Francisco, there's no pressure for San Francisco to start Marcus Mariota. And so Trey Lance could start without looking over his shoulder.
But if Trey Lance does not do well, I don't wish any ill will on the dude. But if he but
hey, I hope he do good, bud.
I hope he does well. But the precedent has been set where he has not looked good in any of his outings. He has not.
He only played 6 games last year, man. Started 3 of them.
Okay.
I think that's hard to judge a young quarterback on. And he sat out his last year at North Dakota State. Let's not forget that COVID year, he opted out.
Let me ask you a question. North Dakota State.
Go ahead.
Okay. Carson Wentz. Anyway, let me ask you this question. Why does Deebo Samuel still want to get out of San Francisco?
Because they ain't paying him.
Is that what it is?
You keep want to say it's because the quarterback can't hit him. Where'd you make this up at? Where'd that come from?
Dude, he has not stated, no one has stated money. That San Francisco said, look, we'll pay you. San Fran has came out and said, we'll pay you. We'll pay you. Now, how they pay him, whether it's a running back or a receiver, but I'm telling you, it's because of that boy, Trey Lance. He's not going to get his money, and he knows this. But that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, McDaniels went to the Dolphins, and he knows that offense. But you still have Shanahan. You still have a Shanahan there.
Well, it was still about money, Jay, because this is what San Francisco tried to do with Deebo.
He ain't gonna get them touches. He ain't gonna get them same touches.
Before we venture off, they wanted to pay him like a running back.
Yes,
which was less money than the receiver money he wanted
Correct.
to get. So that's where the hiccup was in the contract negotiations and talk.
If you want to say that, sure.
All right,
but I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I know I just said you're not wrong. But what I am saying, this is how we starting. This is how we starting to say, yeah, get some more of that diet dude.
He ain't getting the same touches, man. I can tell that
He's
much.
not. He's not getting the same touches. He's not.
No.
And Joe, you're right, man. McDaniels is gone, and the offense is going to be different, and you got Trey Lance.
Hey, they lost Mostert, though, too, right? They lost Raheem Mostert. They got to put the ball in Deebo Samuel's hand. That's their best weapon.
Trey has to get the ball to him.
There's that part.
Well, that's why they run a lot of jet sweeps, reverses, and everything else, so he can hand it to him and not just throw it to him. So, but I feel what y'all saying.
And he's a quarterback. Trey don't understand the playbook just yet.
That's the word on the screen.
49ers gonna have a hell of a time.
But how long? But he's been there now for a year.
This is second year.
Fully. You're
right.
Okay.
You're right. I'm saying. I mean, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm saying you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I get that. The game changes and all of that, and it does. You have to play in order to really get it. But the playbook, hey man, every that Mountain Dew boy,
my bad.
The playbook, and you're going to be the starter. You're going to be the starter.
Yeah, but I mean, we can't say he's not studying if the comprehension is messing him up.
But this brings you back to the Kyler Murray thing. Yeah. This brings you back to it because obviously he might not have been in the playbook. They got to put them stipulations up there,
especially contractually.
Kyler Murray could not have been in this playbook at all, and I hate to say that because he's a hell of an athlete. We know that.
Yeah,
you're trying to be
but now you relying strictly on your athleticism and not your football IQ if you're not studying the game. You have to be a student of the game. Everyone learns different, so I'm not going to say that. But see, I just talked about this on the Pro Fans podcast I was on right before our show started. Playing with Peyton Manning, man, you saw something in a person that went above and beyond when it came down to studying the game and what went into it. So, like, if you judge it just off those standards alone, I mean, can everyone mimic Peyton Manning and Brady? Hell no. But they set a precedent on a bar of what you had to do to try to make yourself better. Peyton Manning could look at defensive formations. The safety move one way at all. He checked to a second or a third play just like that and have the right play ran. And we've seen Kyler Murray at times not be sure what he's doing when he's going through his progression and his checks.
Omaha.
Omaha. Here's the thing, too. And I'm glad you brought that up because this was the other point that I made and that I thought about.
Damn, is that a whole gallon?
Is
2 liter, but it was like down here at the bottom when I started to read.
No,
I just
lying.
want to pour it in the cup.
You're lying. He's lying. Do not believe that.
I'm not lying, dude. I didn't drink a whole 2 liter. It's probably like 1 liter by the time I started drinking it.
Anyway.
The diet's going well, too. It's going well. Once I got back from Florida.
2 days ago.
Oh, yes.
I missed y'all. Look, here's what I'm saying, though. He had Larry Fitzgerald on his team. To a man, Larry Fitzgerald is the consummate professional.
Right.
So if you cannot learn from a consummate professional like Larry Fitzgerald, what in the hell is you doing? Again, he was drafted in 2019. This is his 4th season. He's had time,
but
to start to figure it out.
Let's just go
commercials.
You said it earlier, though. You said that the OC, quarterback coach, and the head coach all need their ass kicked, right? Or need to be fired, whatever. So to me, if this is an issue of Kyler Murray, it didn't just start. They let this habit be created, right?
Yes.
And so now that the money part came up, well, since now we're paying him, we got to make sure he's doing everything on his part now. But y'all already let him build the bad habit if this is the case, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it makes them look so weak. And just the simple fact, like I said, that your QB coach and your OC should be fired right off the rip because you let this happen and no one is checking him. See, that's the problem. No one checked him and said, hey, man, hey, look, get yourself in film study. That's where you're supposed to be.
Right.
And if his coach, head coach has such a relationship with him prior, I mean, what? Dude, it angers me because here's a guy that does have all this potential, who has all this athleticism, who has all of this. And the thing that you need to do, this is part of your job. And for management to put it in your contract, and this is what I said, Randy Gregory, this is the same thing. Verbiage matters. It's Randy Gregory, right?
Yeah.
It's the simple fact that Denver offered the exact same contract to Randy Gregory minus the verbiage. And that's why Randy Gregory is in Denver. That's the simple reason, right? Hey, don't be out there in them streets. Stay off the weed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from on that one, Stoggs. But
so what's going to happen is if he's not in film study, now we can void parts or all of this contract.
Well, no, I'm sure his agent couldn't be that dumb where they could void all of the contract.
Okay, and that's why I said parts. But now it's like, hey, you know what? You have now basically voided any, extra money, whatever, signing bonus, whatever's going to be voided can be voided. Right. And I agree.
That relationship he has with the coach just goes to show like that's like a buddy type thing. There ain't no real, the respect is we homeboys, we friends, we gonna look out for each other. You know, the head coach, because that's gonna start from the head coach coming on down. Like, I need you to be off in film study. I need these people. I need.
See, Kyler,
he's gonna want. Yeah, say
it's management that wants that, not me.
He letting him do whatever. Now I think Kyler walking around just like, shit, I can do whatever because I'm cool with coach. So
I have no respect for the Arizona Cardinals at this point as an organization.
So Joe just put in the chat that Shannon Sharp ripped him a new one. Did anybody see that on
Didn't see it
today?
Didn't see it.
Nah, I've been following the other story. I'm waiting for you to get to that one.
All right. Well, is it worth us even checking into?
We're gonna check into it, Joe. We'll check into that, man, because I always like Shannon. Shannon's one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Skip, let me tell you something. When I had me some of them biscuits, man, LeBron is the best, Skip. I love him. I love Shannon. He's my guy.
Let's see something.
He said, "You love LeBron a little too much for me,
man."
Hold on.
He loved LeBron.
As I told you in researching a piece I wrote for the LA Times in 1977, I called a prominent general manager because I thought Doug Williams would go #1 overall in the draft because he just looked like prototype here NFL.
Right.
He's ready for you. What was that, 6'5"?
Yeah, he's like 6'4.5", 240.
Yeah.
And he was prototypical. He was a drop back quarterback. Wasn't no scrambling.
Pure drop back with not a good arm. I'm talking about a bazooka.
Yes.
And I called the prominent GM who told me, and I'm just going to sort of paraphrase the quote, no, we don't have him graded very high. He doesn't have the mental capabilities to play in our league. Mm-hmm. And it was an indictment. I took it as all black quarterback. They just don't have the mental capability to play at this level. Mm-hmm. So here we sit in 2022, and black quarterbacks in this league have had a whole lot of success.
Yes.
And it has done my heart good because it every year I see more and more success and more acceptance.
Right.
And now I'm going to hand the ball back to you because I don't love the message that this clause is sending to a black quarterback and about black quarterbacks in general. Please enlighten me.
Well, I think the thing is, and you touch on a point, for the longest time, they said blacks could not play that position because they could not process information fast enough. They couldn't think on their feet. And that wasn't the case. Maybe the case was they weren't studying. Kyler Murray just gave credence to a long history of belief that black quarterbacks, black people in general, are lazy. Skip, you play the quarterback position. You must absolutely know the most. Most quarterbacks, after they've been in the league for a while, they keep notebooks on certain defensive coordinators. Just in case he becomes a head coach somewhere. Okay, I played him when he's a DC. This is the way he approached it. Peyton Manning has books. Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees kept notebooks. I believe most quarterbacks, as you start to age, because Skip, most of the time DCs, if they're any good, they're going to become a head coach, and they're going to go somewhere else, and you're probably going to face them again. So it gives you a head start. What Kyler Murray did was just say, see, told y'all.
Yeah.
Told you.
Wow. Is there some precedence of what Shannon Sharp said, y'all?
I felt some reach. I felt some reach in there.
Think you're reaching a little bit?
I think there's some clickbait in there, but go ahead, Reed.
I felt it was a little reaching. But I mean, I do agree with the bottom line. It still shows that Murray was still not practicing or not studying,
preparing the way a real professional needs to prepare. I think is what the bottom line comes to.
The thing, the aspect of black quarterbacks probably not being able to pick up on things. I mean, we've seen a number of black quarterbacks be very successful.
Well, no, they not to cut you off, they said that's what the perception was a long time ago. And that's really was what it was a long time ago, that some general managers said that black quarterback wasn't as sharp and couldn't think as well as white quarterbacks. Those statements were made. And I think when Skip said that, he was referring to, he said old conversations he had a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that's why he said that black quarterbacks now have been very successful. But to say that Kyler Murray
was he trying to say Kyler was making him take a step back?
Well, that's what Shannon Sharp said. Shannon Sharp said he thinks Kyler Murray is making some black quarterbacks take a step back because he's giving credence to that whole perception. But I don't think that you can put that on the whole race of quarterbacks opposed to maybe one lazy young man that don't want to get the study in.
I think when you do look around the league, some have had some very good success, but there have been, I mean, I can look back to Steve Young. Not Steve Young.
Vince Young?
Tennessee. Yeah, thank you. Vince Young. I can look back at boy down in New Orleans, man. I'm having a blank right now.
Jameis
Winston. Yeah, Jameis Winston talking about eating W's. I mean, I'm just
Jameis, my man, you went there though.
I did, because that's what I'm here to do. But I mean, there is a knock that they, Cam Newton, they look at these quarterbacks as, not having the mental capacity to accept or to be able to take the whole game into perspective and do the film study and do the planning, and they rely on their athleticism more than the process of, thinking this through. And I'm not saying it's right, but that continues to be the knock. I don't think it's something that's old with Doug Williams back in, 1970, 9 or whatever, 1980, whatever. But I mean, you just continue to look.
Go ahead and say it.
Can I ask? Can I just say something that I think the biggest problem is? And I don't want to make it about race, but they went to race. So I'm just gonna say this: the black quarterbacks aren't given the same opportunity, same amount of time to make the mistakes that white counterparts have made. They don't.
Well,
We don't have the same timetable. Like,
well, we
and
do,
then it's
but
just like
we don't do it right.
no,
We don't do it right. We don't
Jay.
start right
We don't because
at
at the end of the
very
day,
low level.
at the end of the day, it's gonna be like, well, just do what you do. Be athletic.
Yeah, that's what
But
and
at
we
the
start
same
that.
time, the opportunity is shorter. Like I said, if you take Peyton Manning's first 5 years in the league, Jameis Winston's first 5 years in the league, Peyton Manning threw more interceptions than Jameis Winston. But yet, we only talk about the one bad 30 interception season from Jameis Winston.
Which he also had 30 touchdowns.
Right. But we don't
and
talk
he had
about
over
the
5,000 yards.
We don't talk about that part. We
and
talk about just the turnovers.
And you know who else had 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in 1 year?
Who?
Brett Favre.
There it is. So this my whole
Hall of
thing
Famer.
is
Just saying.
It's got to be
white
a point
QBs and biracial QBs.
Well, here's the other problem too. And you know, the thing that I look at is the reason why you have a QB like Peyton Manning 5 years and Jameis Winston 5 years is that you see the progression and you know that, okay, this is the stock that he comes from, first of all. So that's, that's kind of hard to deal with, right? But the other part of it is, I'm just, when you're coaching kids, and you know this, when you're coaching kids and you're coaching kids in those areas, in certain areas, and the play calls are handed off to Sean Jay, right? You're not teaching kids fundamentals of the game. They don't get fundamentals of the game until maybe high school. Maybe.
In some instances, I feel you. But
right?
Also, think about this. Jameis Winston comes into the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
His first 4 years, I think he had 3 different offensive coordinators.
Yes.
To where Peyton Manning had Tom Moore the entire time.
I mean, it's hard. Okay, let's stop right here.
Okay. I'm just saying. It's
let's stop right here. Because, we can also talk about Johnny Manziel, who is not even in the damn league, all right? Okay, he
fan control football league, baby.
Right? So when we talk about, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers,
it's a different pedigree. I got you.
They're not them. We compare them to Jimmy Garoppolo or Aaron Sanchez or like Palmer or Carr. That's his level. That's where he is. Don't compare him to those guys because there's very few quarterbacks, white, black, Hispanic, brown, polka dot, or stripe, that compare to those guys. So keep them where they are.
I got you on that one.
Keep them where they are.
Okay.
But now when we talking about, that 20 to, or 15 to 25 level, they're more 25. They 20 to 25. Football Johnny, that's what I'm saying. And he had the same deal. He didn't study. Thought he could just run from everybody. And them defenses said, oh, guess what? I run just as fast as you.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. But so we won't beat that up. But Jay, you said you had something to talk about that was a really good point because when you sent it in the group chat, man, I did not know the statement was made. I had to go read it.
Oh, yes.
The anonymous defensive coordinator. And I hate, and y'all, can I say this? And y'all tell me
Please.
If y'all agree.
Yeah.
I hate anonymous sources.
Yeah.
I hate it. At some point in time, I want you to just be a man and stand by your word.
Speak your mind,
If you feel a certain way, come out and say it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Stand by what you and the thing is like, oh yeah, Josina, I'm gonna tell you what I think, but don't use my name. It's the same. Like, so here it is. We're gonna get to the Lamar Jackson quote, but just like Kyler Murray. Yeah. So now all of a sudden he gets the money. Then the quote comes out. Well, people say he's a bad teammate in the locker room. Why not even got to come out?
Yeah,
and I think a lot of it is just to make you. It's to build up the anticipation to where if things don't go well. Well, he wasn't a good teammate, and they shouldn't have did it. And it gives you a crutch to fall back on. And I don't know if there's any validity to it at all. But this statement about Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Anonymous DC defensive coordinator. So we are, you already put that out there. Quote, if he has to pass to win the game, they ain't winning the game. He's so unique as an athlete, and and he's a really good football player. But I don't care if he wins the league MVP 12 times.
Wow.
I don't think he'll ever be A1 as a quarterback. He'll be A1 as a football player, but not as a quarterback.
Wow.
End quote.
And that sounds racist.
Straight up, hurry. That just
Look at Stein's face.
hey, I'm not gonna go as racist, but dude, that's
Man.
such a slap in the face to Lamar Jackson and what he's been working on.
Necessarily racist. It ain't no racist thing, man. It's just
You know,
he slapped it. It is a slap though. That is a slap in the face.
look, it's obviously this is why you're here, Big Game, but to protect the shield, like fans say that.
Right.
Fans say that. Oh, Lamar Jackson, he ain't no A1 quarterback. He'll never be. Cool, fine, whatever. But when you have the shield, when you have people in the league that are saying this, and you said anonymous, so now we can't circle you on the calendar. We can't circle you on the season. That's why he did it, because he's a punk. There's that part. You know what I'm saying? Bitch ass. Anyway, when you start doing that and you're doing stuff anonymous, yeah, man, you're trash. So you're scared is what it is. You're scared. Because when he put it on you, and I wish they would find the source. I wish, and I know someone has this. I know someone knows.
Hey, yeah, I want somebody to blow. Just like we found out about the stipulation in the Kyler Murray contract, somebody need to find out and leak who this source is that said this, because
it's gonna come out.
In the same article that was written in, they also talked about the Lamar Jackson playoff game where he went 33 for 46 passing, 350 yards, 4 touchdown passes to come back and win a game, right?
Yep.
So he has won with his arm before.
Sure.
The fact that he's electric and can take off and run the ball when he needs to, it's amazing. But it's it's the same narrative most of the time from a lot of people. When you have an athletic quarterback that happens to be black, they will talk about how athletic he is and that he will always beat you with his legs and not with his arm.
Well, give him more weapons over there where he won't have to use a ball. Solidify the O-line a little bit better.
Okay,
you don't have to do all of that running.
Yeah,
but but I also
it's a million things that y'all can do.
I also think this past season, and maybe even the past 2 seasons, he's tried to win it more with his arm than trying to be more athletic to prove people wrong. And here's what I say to that. If you need confirmation that you do what you do best, look at Steve Young. Steve Young was considered a running quarterback. He was considered an athletic quarterback with very low arm strength. Yet he is a multi-Super Bowl champion.
Left-handed
right?
too.
And left-handed, so you already know the knock there. So, I mean, do what you do. Be you. Don't allow others, and you have the right coach and the right organization that's around you. Jim Harbaugh has been known and quoted, hey, man, you about to change the league. You about to change the league.
Right.
It's all about how you want to play, Lamar. People are going, kids will look up to you by the way you play. That is what he has said to him in a game, mic'd up.
I just hate that whole narrative. And this is my whole thing. I don't hate that you said something you feel.
Yeah.
That's cool. Stand by it. Why you hiding?
Man.
Why you hiding? Like, if you really feel that way, say it.
I want to see that game.
Big Game JamesCannida said.
I want to watch that game. The Buff Nerd said you trash.
Just say it.
And you're a douche. Aaron Rodgers.
That sounded like a defensive coordinator that got beat by him.
Yeah, he got beat by him.
That's exactly what it is. He got the brakes beat off of him. Oh, he couldn't do it if he had to throw.
If you had to throw it. Yeah, but your defense couldn't get him that way.
And
so
your
how
best
about that?
weapon is your tight end, and then it was Hollywood. Come on, man. He had to run the ball half the damn time. He had no choice.
No choice. Hey, I think they were down to what? Like they were just picking cats up off the street to run the ball. Injuries and COVID and everything else, they were just decimated.
Yeah.
But they still, were fighting every week. I'm just saying. I mean, hell, they had my guy X as a receiver out
Dez
there,
Bryant.
man. Yeah, and he couldn't even play. He had COVID.
Nah, he was
like
pretty
that
much
day.
done at the time he started playing, man. Like I said, Lamar Jackson needs to be paid.
Yeah.
If I were him, I wouldn't even put a cleat or a pinky toe on the field until they paid me. Because that thing back to Teddy Bridgewater, he got hurt dropping back, taking a snap. Nobody even touched him.
Hey man,
when he was
just
in
make sure you
Minnesota.
got. Make sure you got insurance.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Make
sure
your body.
I'm pretty sure he got that Lords of London insurance, man.
Hey man, make sure you get that.
So
for real,
before that contract come out, most of them guys will do that, man. But
you need to sign some guaranteed, man.
It's just, and the thing is, if they just gave Kyler Murray $230 million, $160 guaranteed, what the hell, Lamar Jackson? Kyler Murray not even a top 10 quarterback. He ain't even won a playoff game.
He is not.
What Lamar Jackson about to do to the bank?
That part.
So I'm curious to see. Look, he is the type of player, and he has said this, where he has a bulletin board. This just goes on the bulletin board. This is just more bulletin board material, and I'm excited to see him play this season. I'm excited to see, because I'm looking for I hope they put the camera on the DC the whole game, just so I can see him.
But the thing is, we won't know what DC it is, so they're not gonna eyeball it unless they find out
we gonna
who
know.
it is.
The maddest one. The maddest one. You ever been somewhere and someone has said something about you, and they don't know that you know, but you just be looking at them
the whole time,
and you do something, you're like, yeah, I showed up.
Why you keep staring at me like that?
Be like that meme.
Yeah, y'all stupid, boy.
It's the maddest one. It's gonna be the maddest one.
The maddest one.
That's fun.
The maddest one. The one that's throwing their headphones, headset on the ground.
What did Puff Daddy call it in making the band? Bitch, was it bitch assiness?
No bitch assness.
Yeah,
bitch assness.
That's what this is. We need to put that
It's
on
a lot
shirt,
of it.
man. Please, no bitch assness. Stand by what you speak on, please.
Nah, because
you know what I'm saying?
Puffy will sue you.
Yeah,
This is a fact.
But
We'll see.
if Puffy see us as suers, that mean that our views are up. I'll take that chance.
What up, Puff? What up, man?
Take that.
What's up?
Take that. All right, man. Keeping this train moving on along. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have added 7-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Julio Jones to the roster.
Didn't he do that back in the 90s?
What you guys think? What you guys think about this move?
You see how he Paul?
Hey man,
you want that ring, baby?
I'm glad you're amusing yourself, J Stocks.
Dude, I really
am. Can make you laugh.
Listen,
right now.
I'm telling you what, y'all have made my evening. I'm glad we back. What this don't even make that. Joe, you have washed like Sunday sheets.
Ring hunt, man.
Washed.
That's ring hunt. That's a ring hunt.
So,
it ain't even a ring hunt.
So Julio Jones is done. Jay, what would you have said if the Dallas Cowboys had signed Julio Jones?
For okay, what?
For why? What?
For why?
You would say the same thing, even if he went to your squad.
I would understand why he went to Dallas.
Yeah, he'll play.
I would understand that.
He'll play in Tampa.
Need another receiver over there.
Well, think about it. Tampa need one until Godwin come back. Chris Godwin, he coming up that torn ACL. He's not gonna be ready to play for the first 3-4 weeks.
Oh yeah, guess what? We got one of them too.
That's a whole nother story. But yeah,
I mean, but Julio Jones, there's no other receivers. There's no one out there. There's no other receivers.
I think this is my honest opinion, and I'm not speaking as a fan. I'm speaking as a assistant general manager. I think that you go off of Julio's namesake and just hope that you can get a glimpse of what he once was while you're waiting on Godwin to get healthy. Just a glimpse of what he once was. we know he's not that Julio that dominated the league for years.
He's
Especially,
going to be covered every play.
especially off of what he was last year in Tennessee. If there's any signs, to me, like the general manager in Tampa, they just erased last year's season because there's no way you watch that season and go, "Hey, we need to go get Julio." They went all the way back to Atlanta tape and got that, and that's the Julio Jones they're hoping to get a glimpse of to help them out over a matter of time. That's my whole thing.
Let me ask you a question.
They right on
this
every play.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Plus or minus 750 yards.
Yards.
Plus or minus.
Oh.
Plus or minus.
Minus.
Okay. All right.
Minus.
Plus or minus 5 touchdowns.
Plus. Red zone, big body.
Yeah, I can give you plus on that.
Red zone, big body, Jay. Think about it. I'm not trying to be funny. No knock on my quarterback. Brady's arm is not as strong as it used to be. If Julio can use his big body to run the curls and the digs in the red zone.
Just enough separation. Just enough
in the red zone.
To where Brady can throw it in there.
He can get plus 5 touchdowns, dog.
He get some.
You think so?
He get some TDs.
I think so. You looking at me like I'm crazy right now.
These DB is gonna be.
I'm looking at these stats. I'm looking at these stats.
He ain't burning nobody deep. That's for damn sure.
No.
Yeah, man.
Look.
All I'm saying is, and I said 5. I probably should have bumped it up to plus or minus 6. Because what do you think? Plus or minus 6?
I think he get that. I think he get.
Yeah.
I think so.
You think so? You think 7? You think he at least get 7?
I think he get at least 7. Just because of that passing game in the red zone and that big body. That's the only reason I say that. He's almost the size of a tight end, dog.
What if I told you?
Did you see how little that number 2 looked on him last year in Tennessee?
I got you.
Uh-huh.
Well, hold on. So Julio has been in the league since 2011.
Uh-huh.
Right? So it's 10 seasons. You just saw it, didn't you? You just saw it, didn't you? Just looked it up.
Go, please finish. My bad.
After 10 seasons, you already looked it up. Reed, how many touchdowns over 7 do you think this man had? 7 or more? Plus 6.
How many?
Out of 10 seasons, 3.
Julio right now?
Julio.
Yeah, he's only had 3 seasons when he's had more than 7 touchdowns. I said 6. I said he's gonna get 6
right now.
No. I said plus or minus 6. You said plus.
I said
so. It's
6.
over under.
I said plus 5. I said 6. I'm changing
you did
my
plus
story.
5. You did. When I said plus 6, you said, "Oh yeah, you can get." I said so 7 touchdowns. He can get 7 touchdowns.
He had Matty Ice. He had Matty Ice throwing him the ball in Atlanta some of them years.
What's your point? Bro, I'm looking at these yards.
Matty Ice ain't been great.
Bro, 1593, 1871, 1409, 1444, 16. Like he's getting yards, but he ain't getting no TDs.
They ain't go to him in the red zone. They ran the ball. They had the ground game. They had Devontae. They had Dante Jones, whatever the running back was. They fed the ball on the ground and scored touchdowns, man.
First of all,
he got Brady. Brady throw the ball on the 4. Brady will throw the ball on the 1 yard line. Because Leonard Fournette, we don't know what I'm about to do.
Look, fat man thick. Fat man thick, Leonard Fournette. They're going to give it to the ball, just roll him into the touchdown. Just roll, bubble roll. Just lean forward. We about 260 now.
Yeah, that's what they said, dog. He said he was 240. But yeah, I saw that picture.
Man, come on.
That jersey looked like a straight jacket on his ass.
Bro, that jersey look young.
That jersey was choking. Somebody said on one of my tweets that playoff Lenny ate the other Lenny.
Wow.
That boy out there with the kicker jersey, yo. Boy, if you take that off.
Wow.
I said the kicker's jersey.
He got the kicker's jersey, yo.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man, if you don't take that punter jersey off. Man, look, Julio, I wish you all the best. But, nah, my man. I'm not seeing that. That's just, I like it. You can say it's a ring chase, I guess so, but
it is, Jay. Think about it. What other team? The Rams weren't going to sign him,
you don't have Gronk, so he's gone.
right?
So
But we
who's
got
your tight end?
We got Kyle Rudolph, and Kyle Rudolph was not a bad. I mean, he's 11 years in. He's older. Kyle
Let me tell you
Rudolph
something, man.
is decent to
Let me tell you
help
something, man.
with the run game. Brake's going to be the receiving tight end.
Let me tell you what I've learned in my life, in my 44 years on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
When a person starts out saying, look, they not that bad.
They bad.
Come on, man. Hey, look at
Man,
Kyle.
you know
Kyle
what?
Rudolph is a 3-time
That
Pro Bowl
burger-
tight end,
that-
man.
That
Kyle
burger
Rudolph
was
is
not
decent.
that bad. That burger was not that bad.
I don't have to.
That it wasn't that good. No, come on, man. I understand. I understand. But if you got to start out with, he's not that bad. Dalton Schultz is not that bad.
Hey, Dalton Schultz, top 5 tight end in the league.
Stop it. Stop it.
I'll give y'all that.
Stop. Don't give us that because it's a lie.
He says, stop it.
I'll give y'all.
Stop it.
I'll give y'all that, man.
Stop it. That is no. No. No.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. So I mean, so you got a receiver coming off of injury. You don't have Gronk. You got old man Brady. You got fat man Thick and Fournette. So
Hey, man, that's a lot of hate coming off you right now.
all
But
I'm
we-
saying is the
we still
beginning
got-
of the season.
We got
is gonna
Gage
be a
from
little
Atlanta.
rough.
That's dude, why did I do that? That's all good, man. We're gonna be all right because
I like that.
Dallas wished they had the problems that we had.
We have your problems. We have your problems.
Y'all have more problems than
We have a hurt receiver. We have you have a better line than we do. I will say that. I'm excited to see the rookie and see what our first runner that we got. I'm excited to see what our defense will look like this year. Hopefully they've taken another step in the right direction. We got the DC back. So on that side of the ball, I don't want to be worried. I'm always kind of, because it's Dallas, man. It's Cowboys. You know, it's like that.
Keep your secondary from riding in cars with people that shoot at people.
Hey, man, as long as it's not Diggs, I don't give a damn. I'm going to be honest with you.
All right. Hey,
I don't care.
it's cool. Anyway,
Care.
we're gonna keep that thing moving. We did talk about Julio. So now, hey, we coming up. We're
We
running
finished
out of
slate?
time. But hey, something that I know we talked about it. I know Reed was excited about it because early in the year when this was unveiled and released, he sent us a picture of it. The NFL alternate helmets this year, and I'm pissed off. I'm gonna lie. I am pissed off because Tampa supposedly could not get what they needed for the creamsicle this year because they're doing alternate helmets and they're doing throwback helmets. Even your Cowboys are doing the white throwback this year.
Yes,
But
sir.
I just wanted y'all to talk about. I want to talk about these helmets, man, and pull them up on the screen while we talk about them because
Bring them up.
they love.
They're
them.
interesting.
Why Tampa Bay can't get one?
It was something about the damn. I ain't buying it, Reed. I'm not buying it at all.
They're
But here,
tripping on the pewter.
here we go.
It's not a real color. That's why.
Shut up, J Star. If
Man,
you
don't you tell them down that
if
boy.
you-
They'll fight your ass over that.
if you named it, it's a color. Goddamn it. So anyway,
They
Really?
will fight your ass.
Really?
over that.
Desert Rose.
when the hell you seen something called Desert Rose?
That's a color. Look it
No,
up. That is a
that's not.
color.
Anyway.
It's a color. I went curtain shopping for whatever reason. Desert Rose.
Just the fact that you want a Desert Rose in your house.
I didn't. I did not.
Okay. Hey man, can we go over these helmets, dog? And I want to know which
Sure.
one y'all think is the best because
Cincinnati.
Dallas.
Chicago, of course, y'all, you homers. I ain't gonna lie. So now
I like Chicago. I do like Chicago.
I like the Panthers the best. That Black Panthers is pretty cool.
That's all right.
You know
Black,
what?
The Black Eagles is okay too. But
if
hey,
if the Saints didn't have them Fortaleza in the middle, looking like a high school team, I'd be down with that.
it looked like the Purdue Boilermakers helmet, really.
Nah, look, they
And-
got all them stickers like a high school. Like, hey, I did well this week.
And then they go to throwbacks this year too. So the New England Patriots are going. They're gonna rock the throwback helmet.
Okay.
The
Giants
Giants are
going back to their old.
I ain't gonna lie
blocked.
though. The Falcons
Yeah.
and that
That
throwback
was a
red.
clean one. That was a clean one.
I like that Falcons one too.
That's nice.
But right here on this
Deion
one,
first came in.
the Bengals, man, I gotta see the whole
That's dope.
outfit. Yeah, but it
With the
kind of
white,
look like
it's
it
dope.
kind of look like a zebra.
No, the white tiger is
I know
dope.
it's a Bengal tiger, dog. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Could be
But
misconstrued for a zebra.
You have to see it with the
with the stripes. With
with the
the white
uniform.
stripes on. Yeah.
Yes, screwed
Yeah,
England
that's gonna be
all
fire.
day.
Joe
Gonna be
just
fire.
saying that because he a Dolphins fan, and the Dolphins ain't did good enough to get an alternate uniform yet.
Oh, and that's
Why
why
the Commanders even?
That's why-
ain't they regular helmet?
Well,
It
no,
is
they got the
black.
burgundy one that's gonna be their regular helmet, and the black one is their alternate.
why don't they just put commies on the side of it?
I don't know, but hey, man, am I the only one that like this black Arizona helmet too?
Yes.
It's not like black. It's like a dark something.
Like navy.
no, man.
No, it's black.
it's
I don't
like a
like it.
dark rose something.
Okay.
I don't know how you.
Dark like desert rose, but dark rose.
It's like a dark something, man. I
Or
don't-
like
Hey.
pewter.
Hey, Joe, don't hate me, fam. You know I
Dark
ain't got nothing but
Cardinal.
love for y'all, man.
Dark
Listen.
pewter.
I ignored you the first time for a reason, Jay Styles. I ignored you.
Don't ignore me. You know, I hate
For-
that. Dark
Go ahead.
pewter.
Click on the throwbacks. Click on those throwbacks again.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
That was just. It was just those.
Yeah, those are only throwbacks. And now,
Cincinnati been playing in the same damn helmet since they started, bro. What's the throwback?
no, they could go. Remember, they used to have the
Oh,
word
with the
No.
Bengals.
Bengals. They used to have the word Bengals on their helmets way a long time
No
ago.
one wants that. No one wants that.
But see,
No one wants
Tampa Bay should be on here with Buccaneer Bruce for the throwback.
It should be. It
I'm
should
pissed
be.
off on that.
That creamsicle, man. That creamsicle.
Yeah,
still
no,
legit
they really.
To
they
me,
really,
it is.
They really told
I
it
liked
up,
it.
dog.
I like the
To
creamsicle
me, it is.
because that's an actual color, and it's so nice. And creamsicle is one of my favorites.
There it
ice
go down
creams.
there in the yeah.
That's yeah.
Boy, that shit, that's clean, dog.
What? So they're not using that?
Nah,
Don't even
That's-
look like a Buccaneer.
that's that pewter that Jay Stocks keep talking about. Reed.
I like that though.
So wait, are they trying to decide between those two, or
No, supposedly when they did the alternate thing and got it into the league, they
Yeah.
requested it for 2023, not 22. And they said that they couldn't get the oranges right. But Chicago got a bright ass orange helmet, so I don't know what that was all about. It just kind of made me mad about the whole situation. And then the Texans with the red, they're gonna come up with the all red joints. So they're gonna have red jersey, red pants with their red helmet, and it's gonna be red from their blood on the field too. They're gonna get their ass trounced.
You know
every
what?
game this season.
I'm not a fan of that. Kansas City has a red rush jersey and uniform. And so it's like all red. And I remember watching it on TV. I was like, oh, no.
They always did a lot of all red back in the day, though.
Yeah, but they broke it up with the white pants or the white.
I like when they wore the yellow pants every once in a blue moon too. I like that.
Yeah.
To break that up. But
Yeah.
I think the Kansas City Chiefs are on the decline, y'all, and nobody's saying nothing about it, man.
Seahawks got the one that kind of hurt your eyes. The highlight.
Oh, yeah, them
green.
neons.
Oh
Hey.
yeah, that color rush.
But
is
I ain't gonna
horrible,
lie,
man.
I like those though.
It's tight, but that highlighter kind of mess your eyes up.
Yeah, it'll blind you. You damn
You gotta
right.
adjust.
You are right. Hey
No one
man,
likes
so we coming to the end, and I don't know if I put you on the spot or not. Reed, did you have a would you rather for us tonight?
Yeah, I got something.
All right, man, because
I stay on deck.
we
Stay on deck.
we run out late. We only got time for one tonight, though. Let's hit that one. Excuse me,
Oh,
that one. Would you rather before we get up out of here?
Oh, that Mountain Dew you been drinking.
Uh-huh.
Don't give me those side eye.
He drunk
I
a
used to
whole
say he
2
been drinking
liter.
about dude.
No, hey, Reed, it wasn't full, bro.
A
I
whole
promise
2
you.
liter, man.
Man, it was
Don't,
full.
hey, don't listen to
Hey.
Jay Stoggs' ass, dog. It was not full.
Wow.
Listen, before the show, he went.
Hey, it was right. It was at the label. It was at the bottom
Stop
part
it.
of the label.
Stop
You
it.
took me,
Okay,
you
Stop
know,
it.
because
All right,
you
it was
put
at
more.
the D. It was at
You
the
had
D.
at
Stop
least
it.
half of that in there, bro.
No, it
Stop
was at the
it.
D. It was at the D.
It
I was like,
wasn't
I ain't
no
gonna waste
D.
the glass. You know what
That
I'm saying?
boy was conk, conk.
For real. For real.
Y'all done?
That mug was full.
For real.
I should have put a straw in that mug too.
Because you classy. You
What's
know,
your name? Oh, shoot.
classy pewter.
Gotta take
Yeah.
it to the head, kid. Gotta take it to the head, to the face. crazy,
I'm
man.
classy.
All right.
What we doing?
Come on, kid. You gotta
We-
take it to the head.
We're doing a would you rather.
I got you, man. Would you rather be the coach of a college team or professional sports team?
Mm.
This shouldn't be that hard, but it is.
Right?
Basketball or football?
Oh. Now you getting
Let's say football. 'Cause we've been talking about football. Let's talk about football. College football or NFL coach?
Man, that's tough. I would probably say college.
I second that.
I would say college.
And I used to
I would
say it's more pressure in the NFL, but hell, the way some of these college coaches getting fired now, I don't know. I still say college. I just think the whole atmosphere is more organic, and you got more control of the situation.
Yep. And
It's
that's what
hard
I
to
want.
it's hard to tell millionaires what to do. They
Yeah.
got to buy into it and respect you. But yeah, Nick Saban ass got cussed out by Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor. That's why he ran Alabama and left the Dolphins.
Man, I mean, it's hard to tell millionaires, like you said, what to do. But if you got a kid like, hey, you want to make it?
Right.
This is how you do it. And that's it.
Hey, fellas,
Hey, Yana.
I feel you. Good one, Reed. I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, it's been another great edition of the Chop Shop, episode 21. We checking on through these things. Hey, don't forget to check out A Reed on MCXP Radio on YouTube. Hey, go check out all his music too, y'all. The musicologist A Reed got straight fire. So Apple Music, SoundCloud, all them good things. Y'all check him out. Y'all can catch the Buff Nerd on Blurtitude Monday.
Sundays, man, 7. Don't do me. I take vacation, but
and also on Big Game Sports Buzz Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time. Getting ready to start season 4 of that. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. I'm your boy, Big Game James, Jay Stoggs, the Buff Nerd, the musicologist A Reed. We all thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.
Let's go.